With the World Cup just 8 weeks away, this time on EFD we're looking at 10 players we reckon will be wildcard picks for the tournament in Qatar. Let's go. 10. Gonçalo Ramos. Relatively unknown outside of Portugal until last season, Gonzalo Ramos has enjoyed quite the glow-up. The Benfica striker netted 8 times in the 2021-22 campaign, his first as a regular starter, and has only improved this term, matching that output after merely 12 appearances. This transformation has come down to playing more exclusively as a centre-forward, using his strong 6'1" frame and aerial prowess to dominate opposition defenders. Coupled with his very productive 3.7 shots per 90, Ramos looks like a complete attacker, and one already destined for a big money move. At present, the 21-year-old has muscled his way into the Portuguese setup, and although he is yet to play, his qualities are one the Seleção are lacking. Portugal are blessed with plenty of wide forwards, such as Pedro Neto, Diogo Jota and Rafael Leão, but few in the mould of Ramos who could spearhead the 4-2-3-1 preferred by Fernando Santos. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo stands in his way. However, CR7's star power has never been lower, and it's a tall order to ask the 37-year-old to carry Portugal for a tournament once more. With that in mind, we think Ramos should be on the plane. 9. Hiroki Ito. Most of the exciting new talent coming out of Japan is in midfield or attack, be it Freiburg's Ritsu Doan, Real Sociedad's Takefusa Kubo, or Celtic's Japanese contingent. Their defence, however, is still bulked out with battle-hardened veterans. Yuto Nagatomo, Hiroki Sakai and Captain Mayo Yoshida are all well into their 30s and past their prime. But they remain important, especially given the excellent Ko Itakura suffered a devastating knee injury at Borussia Mönchengladbach just weeks ago. Considering their World Cup group features Spain, Germany and Costa Rica, this is a problem. Fortunately for the Blue Samurai, Hiroki Ito has developed into a quality centre-half just in time. The 23-year-old has played every minute for Stuttgart this season, putting up a mammoth 82.6% aerial win rate, producing over 4 tackles and interceptions per 90 and the 4th most passes into the final third in the entire Bundesliga. What's remarkable is he cost the Germans nearly 400,000 euros, making Ito one of the bargains of the summer. Japan have quickly recognised his qualities, handing him 4 caps since his debut in June, and in our opinion, Ito should be the first name in their backline going forward. 8. Loïs Openda. This summer, Loïs Openda became the record signing of French outfit Lens. They handed Club Brugge 10 million euros for the 22-year-old, though not for anything he'd achieved in Belgium, but after an explosive 2-year loan stay with Vitesse in the Netherlands. Last season, he netted 18 times in the Eredivisie, second only to Ajax's Seb Haller, and has taken to life in Ligue 1 with ease. Openda has scored 4 so far, guiding Lens to 4th in the table, just 4 points off PSG. Insanely quick and capable of playing on the wing, his exploits have already generated plenty of speculation that a move to the Premier League isn't far away, although reaching Qatar will be his first priority. It's not unimaginable that Roberto Martinez includes him either. With 1 goal in 4 caps, Openda has impressed when called upon, and with Sharda Ketalara and Divock Origi struggling at Milan, Christian Benteke now playing in the MLS, and Dodi Lukebakio yet to score for the Red Devils, Appenda could sneak into contention. 7. Tariq Lamptey. After switching his international allegiance to Ghana, Tariq Lamptey finds himself in earshot of the World Cup. And you really can't blame the Hillingdon-born defender for ditching England for the Black Stars. The Three Lions have too much quality choice at right back, while others are beginning to explore their options. Just take Matty Cash, who now starts for Poland. He will be heading to Qatar. Lamptey, though, still has work to do. The success of Solly March means the 21-year-old has struggled to feature for Brighton this season, playing just 79 league minutes. And at the time of writing, he has a sole substitute appearance for Ghana. But we all know what Lamptey is capable of. Going forward, he's one of the most progressive right backs in Europe, completing nearly 2 dribbles per 90, and last term he hit 4.3 crosses a match, again among the elite in his position. His competition at Ghana is another wild card in Dennis Adoy, who has impressed since leaving Fulham for Club Brugge. But the 34-year-old looked woeful in a recent friendly against Brazil, and is frankly not on Lamptey's level. Between the pair, for us, it's an easy decision. 6. Thiago Almada. On the 4th of December 2021, Thiago Almada became the most expensive player in Major League Soccer history when he joined Atlanta United from Vélez Sarsfield for $16 million. This was significant, not just down to the price, but because one of South America's most desirable young talents had chosen the MLS over European interest. And Almada hasn't disappointed. The 21-year-old attacking midfielder has quickly become Atlanta's best player, scoring and assisting 12 this term, putting up nearly 6 shots and key passes per 90 and completing a massive 2.4 dribbles a match. match. His fine form earned him a call-up to the Argentina squad, where he made his debut in a recent friendly win over Honduras. Lionel Messi was so impressed with Almada's 36-minute cameo, he declared him very clever and not afraid of anything. In that game, Almada replaced Papu Gomez, and given that the 34-year-old is hardly excelling at Sevilla, it makes more sense to blood-fresh talent like Almada in Qatar. Having a fearless young wildcard in their ranks could be the key to bringing the World Cup trophy back to Buenos Aires. 5. Pedro. Arguably, no player has turned more heads in Brazil's Serie A in recent years than Flamengo forward Pedro. The 25-year-old has found the net 65 times for Mengão since 2020 and is currently top scorer in the Copa Libertadores with 12 and 12. No forward has scored that many in the competition since Luis João in 2000, and Pedro still has the final to come. His fine form has earned him a call-up to Brazil. Pedro was selected for the Little Canaries before back in 2018, but had to withdraw with injury. Then turning out for Fluminense, he would join Fiorentina a year later, only to cut and run back to his homeland after merely 59 minutes of Italian football. But can he really make the World Cup team? Potentially, though it's worth noting that the Arsenal pair of Gabi Jesus and Martinelli were omitted from recent friendlies, along with Gabriel Barbosa, who has hardly disappointed this season with another 25 goals for Flamengo. All in all, Tite has plenty of options. So it may take an injury or two for Pedro to feature, but if he does go, don't be surprised if an eye-catching cameo puts him on the global radar. 4. Armel Bella-Kotchap. Making a late charge for the German World Cup squad is Armel Bella-Kotchap. His debut for Die Mannschaft may have only lasted 5 minutes after emerging late off the bench against England, but we think the Southampton star might just feature more heavily in Qatar. Arriving at St Mary's from the German outfit Bochum in the summer, the 20-year-old has looked completely unfazed by the Premier League. Though he hardly passes or enjoys running with the ball, Bella-Kotchap is a defensive machine, attempting a ton of pressures, tackles and interceptions. In fact, he's won the 8th most aerial duels of any player in the English top flight and has completed the 7th most clearances. Needless to say, his €10 million price tag is a steal. Hansi Flicks, however, isn't short on choice at centre-half. Nico Schlotterbeck and Niklas Süle play together at Borussia Dortmund, Matthias Ginter is thriving back at Freiburg, while Robin Koch and Jonathan Tah remain viable options. And then there is Antonio Rudiger, who is slowly finding his feet at Real Madrid. But Bella-Kotchap is a man in form. Keep it up and the World Cup could be his reward. 3. Remko Pasveer. It's not often a 38-year-old becomes a rising star on the pitch, but age hasn't stopped Remko Pasveer from hitting new heights when retirement would normally be looming. Until the summer of 21, the Dutch keeper had enjoyed a stable life in the Eredivisie at sides including FC Twente, Heracles Almelo and PSV, where he played backup for 3 seasons. An excellent campaign with Vitesse in 2019-20 showed Pasveer had more to his game, and a year later Erik ten Hag brought him to Ajax. But Andre Onana's suspension and an injury to Martin Stekelenburg thrusted Pasveer into the starting lineup, and he's never looked back. In 27 league appearances for Ajax, he's kept 21 clean sheets, while last season his save rate hit a frankly absurd 90.2%. And now Pasveer is starting for the Netherlands. The second oldest debutant in Oranje history, he's yet to be beaten in games against Poland and Belgium. It has validated Louis van Gaal's belief that Pasveer has earned his moment, which should extend to Qatar. He will be 39 once the tournament begins, adding more legend to his remarkable late bloom. 2. Borja Iglesias. After making his Spain debut at the ripe old age of 29, Borja Iglesias finds himself with a real chance of going to the World Cup. It would be a stunning achievement for the forward, who only became a La Liga regular during the 2018-19 campaign. Back then, the player known affectionately as the Panda was turning out for Espanyol, though his career really took off after joining Real Betis in 2019. Last season was Borja's best yet, playing a huge role in winning the Copa del Rey and ending Betis' 17-year wait for a major trophy. He scored the decisive goal against Rayo Vallecano to get Los Verde Blancos into the final, where he scored in regular time on course to defeating Valencia on penalties. And Iglesias is only getting better, with 6 goals in 6 this term. Just Robert Lewandowski can post a better strike rate in Spain. It leaves the former Celta Vigo star in prime position to feature for La Roja in Qatar. Gerard Moreno is injured, while Raul de Tomas has barely played this season, leaving Spain with just Alvaro Morata to lead the line. As a result, Iglesias might just become their secret weapon. 1. Max Kilman. Choosing a wildcard for England is tougher than it seems. Ivan Toney is an option, but he would barely play behind Harry Kane and Tammy Abraham. At midfield is arguably where England are most secure, so we aren't expecting any surprise picks, be it Harvey Elliott or James Maddison. Centre half, however, is a whole different story. Harry Maguire continues to feature despite his torrid form, and Eric Dyer offered little improvement to the Three Lions defence. John Stones picked up an injury against Germany, while Fikayo Tomori was neglected from the matchday squad altogether, for reasons honestly only Gareth Southgate knows. Given that Connor Cody and Mark Guehi were the only other options recently considered, why not seriously take a look at Max Kilman? Wolves haven't started the season well, but that's not down to Kilman, who's been their rock in defence. His 21 blocks is the 5th most in Europe, while he ranks 7th for clearances and 3rd in the Premier League for aerial wins. Add in the fact he's a decent passer and strong at dribbling out from the back, and Southgate could do a lot worse than including the 25-year-old. Let's wait and see what happens. So that was 10 wildcard picks that we think can make the World Cup, but who have we missed out? Let us know down below and perhaps we can do a part 2. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and make sure you're subscribed to EuroFootball Daily with notifications switched on, and we'll see you next time.